I conducted my first interview with a current federal worker the other day, and let me tell you what they said. This person does not want me to mention their name, their face, or the agency in which they work, so I'm going to protect them and protect their jobs and refer to them as Person A, because this is the first interview that I have conducted. Person A has been at this department in their job for 20 years. They started in 2005 when Bush Jr. was in office. So they've been through Republican presidents, Democratic presidents, Trump 1.0, and now Trump 2.0. So they've seen lots of changes in how things are different between presidents as well as Trump 1.0 and 2.0. So this person's job is to audit other programs and audit other sub-agencies. So Person A looks for compliance of programs adhering to laws, rules, and regulations, as well as agencies adhering to policies, rules, and regulations. So they have a background in accounting, and they started remote working in 2013. Telework started for federal workers in 2010, and they started their job in 2005. Hold on. So in 2005, they were in office every single day. Then their office specifically started remote working in 2013. So for 12 years, they were remote working. And a little bit after inauguration, remote return to office was implemented, and they have to commute every day, 40 minutes to work, 40 minutes back, to a sub office of the department. Now, where they work, this person works, Person A works at this sub office, there's not enough space. And the people that they're sitting next to are not on their own team. They're part of the same office, but not on the same team. Their team members live in different parts of the country. So they're still meeting on Microsoft Teams, doing their virtual meetings. They're not doing in-person meetings because nobody is in the same office. Imagine that. The whole return to office was so people would have in-person meetings, do things in person together. This person's team still isn't together. They live in different parts of the country. They are still meeting virtually. Beyond that, Person A is experiencing difficulties in just doing their work in office because of the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi box, there's not enough bandwidth to handle everybody in person at the office. Everybody on disparate teams all going to Microsoft Teams and having their virtual meetings. Imagine that. They're in office and they're not able to do their jobs correctly because there's not enough internet. Let's make this a part 2. This is part 2 of Person A's interview. So since Person A has been in their position for 20 years, they saw Trump 1.0 and Trump 2.0. They said that this time in the Trump administration, the guardrails are off. Trump is breaking way more laws this time than he broke last time. He's using executive orders all the time to implement change. Person A has also been affected by Doge, and their team has been affected by Doge cuts. They had a team of about 170, almost 180 people, and they lost 30 people to Doge cuts. Doge is asking them to make questionable reviews and audits of programs and sub-agencies. Person A is no longer allowed to talk to the different sub-agencies to ask clarifying questions, like I said, which makes their job more difficult to do, to ensure that that agency or that program is complying with the laws and the rules and the regulations set forth by Congress and by the department itself. overall person A's team morale is low, very low. They worry every day if they're going to get doged. Person A said, I don't know if I'm going to get doged. I worry if I'm going to get kicked out of my computer one day. Couple other things. Towards the end of the Biden administration, they passed a law to check if the office actually needed the space for people to work. So ensuring that there was enough space per workers. You get what I'm saying. But now that law is used to track how many people are going into the office. Additionally, no backgrounds are allowed on Teams meetings. So no branding, no, this is my department, no, I'm on a tropical vacation backgrounds on virtual meetings, nothing. It has to be a background like this. And that's to ensure or to watch that the federal worker is actually in the office. Me personally, when I was a federal worker, we loved using our branded backgrounds because we had partner meetings with people at different universities, different organizations, and it was a great visual to have that I am working at this agency, and you don't have to look down at my name tag and see my agency that I'm associated with. We loved branding, but now in the Trump administration, no branding is allowed in virtual meetings. Person A loves their job. However, there's a lot of chaos and unpredictability in their job. They say that the changes might be good that the Trump administration is doing, but the way it is being implemented is not. It is chaotic and unpredictable. Compliance checks are not working from Doge. And they worry every day if they're going to be kicked out of their computer. So there you have it. That is the interview from person A. I did ask if there was any positives that they have seen so far from Trump 2.0, and they said that in 2016 or 2018, there was a substance abuse treatment program that was implemented in rural areas that the Trump 1.0 administration had put in effect. They saw that as something that was really great. And I just checked online. I couldn't see anything about any cuts to this specific program. I think it's called CARA, C-A-R-A. However, if you know something specific about CARA being cut, let me know in the comments. That is what person A had to say. Thanks. More interviews coming.